Out to that breaking news, the car that crashed into the St. Matthew's house, injuring 5 people. It happened at their thrift shop on Airport Pulling Road South in Collier County. Let's go out live now to Wink News reporter Esley Davis. Esley?
Yes, Amanda, we're right here live at the scene where that car came straight in and impacted this wall right here. A man that was here earlier tells me that he was only a few steps away before that car went right into that wall, and he heard a noise that was loud. He describes it loud as a bomb. He says that immediately after that noise, he saw debris, furniture, love seats, chairs, everything all over the place, and he immediately started helping people get from out of that debris and anybody that was possibly hurt. And again, that man right now is in shock. But we also have video from a witness that was inside the store. We want to warn you, it is disturbing. Please take a look. We will be sure to bring you that video in the later show, but as of right now, what we have confirmed is that there were at least 5 injured, and we don't know the severity of the injuries, but there were at least 5 injured. This is still a very active scene, and as soon as we get more details, we will be sure to bring it your way. I'm live in Naples. Esley Davis, Wink News.
Wow. Okay. Thank you very much, Esley. A shooting investigation near a Collier County elementary school sparks some concern from parents. The Collier County Sheriff's Office says the shooting left 1 person hurt and hospitalized. It happened near Airport Pulling Road, north of Golden Gate Parkway. If you dropped your child off this morning at Poinciana Elementary, you may have noticed some sheriff's deputies on the school grounds. The Sheriff's Office says the shooting investigation is not related to the school and calls all students and staff safe. Wink News reached out to the department to learn more about the shooting and the victim, and when we get that information, we're going to update you. If you live in the Rotunda area in Charlotte County, then you may have seen a large deputy presence there this morning. Neighbors contacted us to ask about it. We've reached out to the Charlotte Sheriff's Office, and they confirmed this related to a burglary of an occupied home on Oakland Hills Court. So far, no arrests have been made. A second chance for this pit bull named Frankie. He lives a happy life now, but his story really brings the issue of animal cruelty to the forefront at the Lee County Sheriff's Office. Last year, Frankie's previous owner shot him in the face. You see him there. That was from that time. Now, he lives in a loving household with his new owners, Justin Gallant and Kristen Berzies. They called their relationship love at first spark.
He's more trusting. He's just one of the family, you know. He just, he trusts us completely. He's such a good boy, and he deserves it. He's the sweetest boy, just a big couch potato. Big heart, a sweet dog.
You may notice more awareness around this issue right now because April is Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Month. Wink News requested the number of animal abuse cases reported last year in Lee County. And while we wait for the official numbers, the department says it has seen an increase in reports, which means less animal abuse cases altogether. A water crisis reaches new levels of low. For families in Cape Coral dealing with a dry lawn, it could get worse. Specifically, an area in northeast Cape Coral. People living there may have to completely stop using their irrigation systems as water levels continue to decline for people using wells. Wink News reporter Summer Senni tells us the options being discussed in a meeting that started this morning.
People living in northeast Cape Coral would be able to hand water their lawns and flower beds with a hose, but they wouldn't be able to use their irrigation systems or sprinkler systems at all anymore. That's what leaders are discussing today. Water levels for people using the Mid-Hawthorne Aquifer have been dangerously low for a while. Northeast Cape Coral has been under irrigation restrictions since November 2023, with people living in this area only able to water their lawns once a week. But this graph shows that water levels haven't improved like officials hope, so more drastic restrictions might be needed. If officials pass a resolution today, people would have to completely stop using their irrigation systems. The city of Cape Coral is mandating that homes in this area be hooked up to city water, sewer, and irrigation, but that transition process is a solution for the future and not something that will fix the problem today. The South Florida Water Management District kicked off a meeting about this at 9 o'clock this morning, and Wink News will let you know what officials decide. In northeast Cape Coral, Summer Senni, Wink News.
Collier County's Immokalee Road is set for changes to make your commute smoother. Originally approved for a commercial space, a daycare, and owner-occupied units, developers now plan to remove the daycare, reduce commercial space, and add more rental units. Despite concerns about density, officials say the update will cut traffic by 3,000 trips daily. State lawmakers take the next step toward removing fluoride from all water systems in Florida. The bill that would ban the mineral now heads to the Senate for a full vote. Wink News has covered fluoride bans both on the state and local level, with communities debating the benefits and detriments. Those for the ban include State Surgeon General Dr. Joseph Ladapo, who says fluoride poses health risks, including an impact on children's brain development. As for people against the ban, they say fluoride helps with our dental health. We can see the divide right in front of our eyes in Southwest Florida. Lee County, Naples, and Collier County decided to remove fluoride, but the city of Fort Myers voted to keep it. Wink News will keep track of the bill as it moves through the legislative process. A piece of Fort Myers history goes up for sale. For 118 years, the Miller House has sat on the corner of First and Avalon. Now it needs a new owner. Frederick Miller built the house in 1907. He bought the land from the developer of Dean Park. Since then, the house has been a private residence, a boarding home, and has even withstood hurricanes. Jean Gray and neighbors told Wink News that the house has been through a lot.
Very old architecture that unfortunately we don't see a lot of still in Fort Myers.
A lot of these historical homes still exist. I think it's a really good thing for Fort Myers.
Historians and Fort Myers neighbors hope whoever owns the home next preserves the Miller House's original charm so future generations can experience a piece of the city's past. A warm welcome more than 50 years in the making. A group of Southwest Florida veterans returned home to the Punta Gorda Airport following a special honor flight to Washington, D.C. This month marks 50 years since the end of the Vietnam War, and the honor flight served as the enthusiastic welcome they didn't get half a century ago.
Today's honor flight is composed of primarily Vietnam veterans, and it's important because when they came home from the war, they really didn't receive a welcome home like they should have.
They threw tomatoes, they threw eggs, they threw all kinds of stuff. They called you all kinds of names. They told us that we couldn't wear our uniforms home.
Wow. And the flight had more than Vietnam vets on board. They also had veterans from World War II, the Korean War, and the Gulf War. Straight ahead, Wall Street soared yesterday when President Trump paused tariffs for most countries. Find out why China remains in the crosshairs. Plus, how investors feel the heat as the stock market experiences the extreme ups and downs.
And right now we're looking at beautiful views across Southwest Florida, but we do have a bit of rain on the way. I'll tell you about it coming up after the break. Well, for today, you will notice a trough of low pressure just off the East Coast and some showers and storms associated with it. That's going to be sneaking into our direction as we head into the late afternoon, early evening. So it's mainly going to be impacting our inland communities as we're looking to stay mainly dry along the coastline for the entirety of the day. And as we check in this afternoon with Wink Live Doppler 3X, 3 times more accurate radar, it is dry across Southwest Florida and we're seeing some beautiful conditions out there. So if you want to get out to the beach this afternoon, you will be able to do so. Again, that rainfall is not going to be coming in until later, and it's not going to be impacting the coastline. So we're looking at some beautiful conditions for our coastal communities with temperatures topping out in the low 80s this afternoon. Right now, temperatures sitting in the upper 70s. We're at 78 in Arcadia, 77 in Immokalee, and 79 degrees right now in Naples. Dew points sitting in the low to mid 50s, but you will notice the further east you go, the moisture is a little bit higher with those dew points breaking into the low to mid 60s for our far interior sections. And so for most of us, pretty comfortable across the region. Winds coming in from the north around 5 to 15 miles per hour. And as we take a look at future track heading into the next hour or so, we're looking at some showers and storms moving in off of the Atlantic and then pushing towards the East Coast. And then again, those showers and storms will just continue to track to the west. So here's a look around 4 or 5 o'clock, a few spot showers through our far inland communities. And then as we head into the 6, 7 o'clock hour, looking at a few of those showers. And then I think our best chances for some few to isolated showers moving in will be coming in around 8, 9, 10 o'clock. But you will notice how that activity will remain well to the east of I-75. Again, coastal communities will remain dry. Now for this afternoon, temperature is not going to be straying far from seasonal as we're looking at highs in the low to mid 80s, calling for 85 in Fort Myers when typically we would top out close to 84 for this time of the year. 84 in Cape Coral, 79 in Sanibel, and calling for 84 degrees in Golden Gate for this afternoon. Now as we look ahead to your 7 to 10 day forecast, you will notice temperatures going to be sitting in the low 80s for the end of the week and into the upcoming weekend. We will have another cold front sliding through late Friday and into early Saturday. And so with that, we will see a few early morning showers along the coastline for Saturday morning, but by late morning, we'll begin to have this drier, cooler air filtering in, leaving us with some really beautiful conditions, and that'll ring true as we head into our Sunday. Notice plenty of sunshine as we head into the upcoming work week, but take a look at those temperatures. We're going to be climbing into the upper 80s by the end of the week.
All right, thank you very much, Nikki. I want to get you back to that breaking news where a car crashed right into the St. Matthew's House Thrift Store on Airport Pulling Road. Let's go back out live to our crew on the scene, check in with Esley Davis, who is monitoring everything there for us. Esley?
Yes, Amanda, we're still here live at the scene where that car went straight into this building right here, which is the St. Matthew's Thrift Store. I spoke to a man that was here, and he tells me he is shocked because he was only a few steps away before walking into that building. He says he heard a loud noise. He describes it as a bomb. That's how loud it was. Shortly after that noise, he just saw a car go straight in and debris, furniture everywhere, all over the place. He says he saw love seats, chairs, tables, everything just fly everywhere. His immediate reaction was to help the people that were under the debris and under the furniture. But he does say that before coming here, he took a detour route that actually delayed him about a minute into the location. And that minute says that was crucial because that could have possibly saved his life. And right now, we also received a video from a witness that was inside the store. Please take a look, but we do want to warn you that it could be disturbing.
What does she mean? What does she mean? What does she need?
And this is still a very active investigation. As you can see, there's still yellow tape right here. And what we know so far is that there were at least 5 people that were confirmed injured. We don't know the severity of the injuries, but there have been 5 people confirmed that have been injured. And as soon as we learn more details, we'll be sure to bring it your way. I'm live in Collier County. Esley Davis, Wink News.